All right, it's another episode of the Cedric Maxwell podcast. I am Josue Pavone. Cedric Maxwell's here, of course, and the NBA season is kicked off. The Boston Celtics grabbing that huge win against the Philadelphia 76ers. I say huge for a reason. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. We'll get through it. We'll talk all about it. And so do the Golden State Warriors. They got to win as well. So we got to talk about that. And this opening week of the NBA season, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it all, man. I mean, listen, from seeing what the Celtics did, obviously was huge. You know, the Golden State Warriors, what they did to the Lakers was fun. But just to see this whole thing, play itself out, man, it's going to be entertaining, this Eastern Conference right now. And we're also going to play big deal or no big deal, Max. I know how you like when we play these games every once in a while. So I got you on that. I got some storylines lined up, and I want to hear what you think. Which ones are a big deal and which ones aren't? But before we get into that, let's just talk about the Bill Russell ceremony that went down at TD Garden, man. I thought that they did a really good job with this. I love that there wasn't a huge, flashy introduction for the players. It was strictly a dedication to Bill Russell. And you saw the focus from the players. I mean, it looked like the type of game that Bill Russell would have coached, honestly. The way the Celtics team offense was running the floor, just beating up on the 76ers. I mean, the score didn't really tell the whole picture, right? It felt like it felt like a 15 to 17 point win, but the Celtics did win 126 to 117, tacking on 126 points in Joe Mazzulla's NBA coaching debut, Max.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thought it was a good representation for what this team needed to do early on. I want to see how they function. Without Ime, the relationship he built with Marcus, the relationship he built with Tatum and Brown, that's to be, you can't talk enough about how he propelled this team towards winning and getting to the finals. Now, what I saw yesterday was the Tatum and Brown and Marcus Smart, they need to have their hands held anymore. They're big boys now. They've been around the block. All-star selection, all NBA, all defensive team. I mean, so I don't think that they need that. And maybe it's just the guidance, just the steady guidance of a young coach who's just trying to understand the game. I think that's good. There were several times when Joel Embiid kind of took over and Al Horford played well. But, one thing I did see, they do miss Rob Williams. Rob Williams, that shot blocker, that guy at the end of the line. And, but I love what, different pieces came in and, able to kind of feel the bill.
Yeah, I mean, the Rob Williams thing, I mean, that's going to be the elephant in the room all season long. But the more you see this team play this way and put up big points like this and win big the way they did, the less he's going to be a talking point, right? I mean, everyone's going to be thinking about when he's going to come back. It looks like it's going to be in 2023. But if this team can sort of weather the storm until then, I mean, they should be in good shape. And I'm with you, Max. I feel like it was the ongoing theme throughout has been like the first day of school, right? I mean, Jayson Tatum talked about it. The guys on NBA TV talked about it. Man, it's like the first day of school. Everyone's excited. I felt like it was the first day of school watching these Celtics players come back, but it also felt like it was like senior year of high school when you're like, man, you guys are grown up now. Look at you figuring things out. You survived.
Look at you, Brad. Look at you.
Yeah, right.
Your big brain. Look at it. It did. There was some remnants of
weathered the storm, and you figured it out.
Yeah, just defending. A couple of times it was real funky when I saw the defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart, lined up against Joel Embiid and did a great job of stripping him away from the ball. One time in particular, Joel Embiid picked up another foul where he knocked Marcus out of the way. Marcus,
what do you think of that play, by the way? Was that dirty? Was that basketball play? What do you think?
On Marcus's part, yeah, there was. The grabbing of the leg, there was, he was just trying. I think he was just trying to grab his leg. I can't necessarily say it was dirty. I think he just tried to grab his leg, slow it down. But Embiid, the way he fell down, I think, really agitated the whole situation. I don't think there would have been that much, but Joel Embiid really tried to twist Marcus's arm off. So, I like that, the fact that Joel Embiid, he can be a little nasty. And I like that for the 76ers team. They'll need him to do that.
Yeah, I thought about the Dwayne Wade, arm grab on Rondo. I mean, People who've been watching this team of a certain age, they remember that when you see the way he pulled it on the on the replay, I was like, whoa. I mean, Marcus could have really gotten hurt there, and I think that's why he reacted the way he did.
Yeah, he did. He reacted. I think on both parts it was a little touchy. But that's what happens in real competitive sports and games. That you're going to have guys who are going to push guys away, going to knock people away. Those things are going to happen.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's kick off this big deal, no big deal. Let's start right here. We're already here, right, with the Celtics. Yeah. So let's start with the Celtics one, right? Like I said, right, Celtics scored 126 points. The offense was explosive, especially in that second half. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they each had 35 points, combined for 70. The last duo to do that was Chamberlain and Jerry West. They did that in 1969. The first duo to do that in the season opener. And that's how long it's been. It's 1969. So I ask you, Max, is this a big deal or no big deal? Because it's that time of the year where people can get overly excited, or they can, just put their expectations a little too high. What do you?
I think no big deal. No big deal with this, because I don't see either one of these players averaging 30 points a game this year. So I just think that is the way the 76ers played them. They gave them a lot of shots, and for me, it's more, what I want to see and what I saw a little bit more was Tatum rebounding the basketball, Tatum giving assists, Brown assisting others. That, to me, is more important when you think about what they're going to do on their offensive end.
So, Max, the last time we spoke, it was the talk of the city, or the talk of the NBA, rather, was what happened between Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. The TMZ video that came out from the practice and the punch that everyone was talking about going into this. Now, Draymond Green was fined. He was not suspended for what he did. So I guess it's sort of a two-parter here. I mean, in that sense, but then also the way that we saw this, what they did to the Lakers, blowout win on ring ceremony night. After seeing all that, the way these guys came together, big deal or no big deal?
No big deal. No big deal with that.
They're over this. This is going to be not going to get talked about.
I think the Warriors constituted with their veteran players, guys who've been there before, Steve Kerr. And Steve Kerr will tell you, Steve Kerr got punched in the eye by Michael Jordan, and they went on to win a championship. Those things happen. Simply put, it was the tape that did it. That was all. Yeah. If it hadn't been for the tape, nobody, unless you saw Jordan Poole the next day and he had a black eye, but nobody would have thought that much about it, because guys get into that kind of stuff a lot. Was it over aggressive? Yeah, I'd say on Draymond's part, the way he punched him. But, the thing about it, you look at it and going, okay, those things happen. And that's a veteran basketball club led by probably two of the greatest shooters ever to play the game. They passed the ball. They had, I think, 30-plus assists in that game. They ran around the Lakers like they were standing still.
And with that being said, from the other side of that matchup, we're talking about the Warriors. Let's talk a little bit about the Lakers. 123-109 was the final score. Blowout win for the Golden State Warriors. Have a lot of people talking about, well, how good is this Lakers team? Big deal, no big deal, getting blown out by the champs. Does that mean this team is really that far from competing for a championship?
I don't think the score, but the way they played really was disappointing if you're a Laker fan, because you had great performances from Anthony Davis and LeBron, and you still got blown out.
Yeah.
The thing that if you're a Laker fan, what you have to look at is who else is going to score the ball for you, or can they score the ball for you? Westbrook looks like he's essentially checked out, and if you're looking at Patrick Beverley as your three-point threat, then I think you got a long, long ways to go. But not a really big deal. Not to put the nail in the coffin early on for the Lakers. They got a lot of playing to do. But boy, there's some teams out there in the West that are waiting for them. I mean, I look at their next game that they play when they play the Clippers, and that's going to be another big game for them.
Every deep playoff run starts with building an amazing team. Doing the same for your business doesn't take a room full of scouts. You just need Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates with the right skills when you can do it all with Indeed. Find top talent fast with Indeed's suite of powerful hiring tools like Indeed Instant Match, assessments, and virtual interviews. Hate waiting? Indeed's US data shows over 80% of Indeed employers find quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment they sponsor a job. Something I love about Indeed is that it makes hiring all in one place so easy because of virtual interview, which is commonplace in today's society. Don't make your candidates jump through hoops. Indeed's virtual interview tool means there's nothing to download, just click and talk. With virtual interviews, Indeed saves time. You can message, schedule, and interview top talent all in one place. Indeed makes it easy to connect with your applicants. No need to install anything extra. Indeed's virtual interview tools works from your browser. Indeed saves you headaches. Interview virtually with no downloads, plugins, or purchases. You can do it all in one place with Indeed. After using Indeed's virtual interviews, most employers say that it saved them days of hiring time, according to Indeed Data US. On average, applicants who scored proficient or higher on their reliability assessments were twice as likely to be on time for work, according to Indeed Data US. Join over 3 million businesses worldwide using Indeed to hire great talent fast. Indeed knows you're growing your own business. You have to make every dollar count. That's why when you sponsor a job, you only pay for quality applications from resumes in our database matching your job description. Just go to Indeed.com/Maxwell. That's Indeed.com/Maxwell. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per applications, pricing not available for everyone. Needs a hire? You need Indeed.
I mean, I'm with you because I don't think it's a big deal because it's something that we already knew, right? I think that's how far behind they are from the Lakers, in my opinion. I mean, this team isn't going to be a top 3 or top 4 team unless they make a drastic change, right? Unless they address the shooting concerns, guys that can really complement LeBron and Anthony Davis. I mean, the whole Buddy Hield trade thing, I thought that's the kind of weapon that this team could have used. I mean, whatever happened with those trade talks, maybe they happen again. But yeah, they have to address that concern because going into the season, I mean, look at what you saw, the way they looked up against the Golden State Warriors, the way they matched up. I just don't think they're in that category of being a top team in the West.
No, they're not in the upper echelon. And I don't know, does Buddy Hield take them over the top? That one guy.
I'm just talking about people who are potentially on the table. You know what I mean?
He's a legitimate shooter. He does that. Miles comes in. He can be a 3-point threat. So you have more 3-point threats. But I look at that team. That's an old team over there, man. When you got your best player, supposedly your best player right now, you're number 20 plus. It don't get easier. I mean, you get the first game of the season, and then you got 82 games to go. Injuries, whatever, travel. We'll see how that fits out. But it was real funny when I saw LeBron James at the end of that game. Well, like looking at his fingernails, like, biting his nails. Are my nails good here? Is this it? Like, LeBron, you're actually into this thing. And so that didn't help me if I was a Laker fan.
He's got a lot on his mind, Max. That's what that means, in my opinion. He had to watch the ring ceremony. You know what he's wondering? Am I ever going to be able to do this again? Like, in sense of getting another championship.
You know what?
He's got a lot on his mind.
No. Michael Wilborn said it best today, and I heard him on. I think he was on Get Up, and he said, "Whatever happens right now does not define LeBron James' legacy. He said he is still going to go up on your Mount Rushmore as one of your top 5 players ever to play the game. That's just right now. Maybe 1 or 2, who knows? But I don't think that you look at LeBron saying, oh my God, I got this all on. I got this on my mind. The guy's a billionaire. He has a wonderful family. He's won multiple rings. He lives in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but losing is not easy. Dude, especially on national TV. Come on, he cares about that stuff, Max.
He owns part of the Red Sox, dude. He owns it, and say he doesn't like Boston. Come on, man, that dude got it going on. So I'm not gonna feel sorry at all for LeBron, but I just
No,
don't.
I'm not trying. I'm not. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not trying to say he feels sorry, but I just think he just there's a lot on his mind right now. He's got to be wondering what this team's going to do. I mean, I'm not saying he's thinking the sky's falling, but he must be like he was really in his thoughts at that moment, I think.
Well, I tell you what, he looked at the Golden State Warriors, and the Golden State Warriors told him by the way they were playing, he will not win the championship. Not this
year. Exactly.
Now, at that point, I'll totally agree because you haven't even seen Phoenix, and
he's thinking. He's also
Dallas. You haven't seen Denver, and hell, you're going to see the Clippers. So yeah, in that point, yeah, he could have one on his mind.
And part of him is saying, "Yo, they're still doing this with the same team." He doesn't know what that looks like, Max. He has no idea what that looks like. 8 years, damn. Y'all still winning championship. Y'all still out here beating my ass. Like, you know what I mean? He's got to be thinking that. But I digress. All right, big deal, no big deal. Robert Williams underwent a PRP injection, according to Shams of The Athletic. He says now they're talking about January towards the second half of the regular season. My guess has always been the All-Star break, but it seems like that's going to definitely be the case in terms of him coming back. December, January, December, January, or even later than that. Big deal, no big deal.
I don't think it's a big deal right now. It will be as it looms forward because what you want is some to be cohesive and have some continuity. And he's the guy, when the Celtics played their best basketball last year for a 30, 40 game period, Robert Williams was that consistent thing in the middle, blocking shots, getting rebounds, running the floor. You know, he made a huge difference, especially when he's playing alongside Al. You know, I love he was even to the point where he was reliable at the free throw line, knocking down free throws in critical situations. So Rob Williams has made some strides, but without him, it will become a bigger deal the longer he's not in the lineup. Sorry, I'll ask my man right here, looking over my shoulders, a young Cedric Maxwell, my protege.
Cornbread, what you think?
Oh, Cornbread, like, yeah, I think you're right, man. I think you want to shake your head, dog, shake your head. He's shaking his head like, yeah, it might work, yeah.
If you were to tell him what the future holds, man, I don't think he'd believe you. What do you think?
Let me see. You're gonna be a Finals MVP. You're gonna have your jersey retired by the Boston Celtics. You're gonna work 26 years in broadcasting with
two championships. Come on, don't sell yourself short now. Two championships.
Like he might go, yeah, that's a bit much. That's more Hollywood.
That's a lot. I don't know. All right, and finally, Kevin Garnett on a recent show with Paul Pierce, KG certified on Showtime. They were previewing the NBA season, and Paul put him on the spot, asking him who his top 4 teams in the East going to be, and he didn't include Boston. I saw these fans where they were surprised, they were shocked, and this is obviously before the start of the regular season. But his top 4 is Milwaukee, Philly, Brooklyn, and Cleveland. Big deal or no big deal? The big ticket.
No big deal. No big deal. The big ticket didn't get us right. I don't buy that at all. I love Cleveland. I've talked about them.
Yeah, that's your squad.
I don't see Cleveland being better than the Celtics. So,
what does Brooklyn fit in all this? Because I'm surprised. A lot of people they're just throwing Brooklyn into the top 4.
I think because they're looking at it saying Kyrie's going to have a banner year. Durant is Durant. The big clue here is going to be what happens with Ben Simmons. And if Ben Simmons plays well, people have said he can be, if he's an all-star or near that, they're going to be in the mix.
Is there a good chance that this could be the last year Durant and Kyrie play together?
Possibility. You know, if it doesn't perform well, Kyrie won't get that long-term extension in Brooklyn. You have to go someplace else and get it. So yeah,
that's true.
I think that is true.
Mm-hmm. And this is I didn't have this listed as last. I put the KG thing last, but just talking about a little, what happened last night between the Celtics and 76ers. But are the Sixers in that boat in the sense of being like the Los Angeles Lakers, so to speak, of the East? because there's at least one sports writer that's saying that this is a problem after what he saw after game one. Like, the Philadelphia 76ers are not an Eastern Conference contender. Like, this guy's already out there saying it. And I was surprised because I'm like, man, it's in my mind, but I still think these guys are still a top 4 team, right? Even though
I think they're top 4 team. I think it's not their last hurrah, but I still think if you look at Harden and Embiid, this has to be their year that they go deep into the playoffs.
Right. I just wonder about the other pieces. Can these guys step up? I thought Tobias Harris he went cold in the second half. I mean, Tyrese Maxey is definitely a big piece here, but at least you saw James Harden bounce back in a big way. I mean, Sixers fans have that to root for sure.
And there are a lot of good things, and Doc Rivers being there, I don't think he's going to let that team fall dead on the vine at all. I think they're going to be really good. Yeah. So. Yeah. Sway, I'm going to have to go. Man, I don't know why I'm getting so damn hot. Ooh.
No, I was about to sign off anyway, man. I'm about to wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up. Go ahead. Because I'm going to say peace out. I feel like the Celtics, I'm burning up right now. And
subscribe last night.
Enjoy us. Peace out.
All right. That's going to do it for this episode of Cedric Maxwell Podcast. We'll see you guys next week.